Students, in our today's class, we will learn something about judiciary. The judiciary is the system of courts that interpret, explain and applies law in legal cases. As we know that courts take decisions on a very large number of issues. These decisions we can broadly divide into first, dispute resolution, second, judicial review, and the third, upholding the law and enforcing fundamental rights. Let us see what is dispute resolution. Here, the judicial system resolves or solves disputes between citizens and the government, between two state government, and between the center and the state government. What is judicial review? Here, judiciary is the final interpreter or final explainer of the Constitution. It has the power to strike down or cancel particular laws passed by the Parliament if it believes that these are a violation of the basic structure of the Constitution. We all know that we have certain fundamental rights, and if these rights are violated, we can approach the Supreme Court or the High Court. Students, the judiciary takes decisions on all these issues or disputes. Therefore, it is very important that it should remain independent or free from any political power. That is why we have learned in our first chapter, the judiciary is free from the legislature and the executive branches of the state. The courts are not under the government and do not act on their behalf. All judges in the High Court as well as the Supreme Court are appointed with very little interference from these other branches of government. Once appointed to this office, it is also very difficult to remove a judge. It is the independence of the judiciary that allows the courts to play a central role in ensuring that there is no misuse of power by the legislature and the executive. It also plays a crucial role in protecting the fundamental rights of citizens because anyone can approach the courts if they believe that their rights have been violated. There are 3 different levels of courts in our country. First, the courts that most people interact with are district courts. These district courts hear many kinds of cases. Second, each state has a high court, which is the highest court of that state. Third, at the top of all these courts, we have the Supreme Court that is located in New Delhi and is presided over by the Chief Justice of India. Thus, decisions made by the Supreme Court are binding on all other courts in India. All these different levels of courts are connected to each other. This means that a person can appeal to a higher court if he believes that the judgment passed by the lower court is not just. This is called the Appellate System. Let us try to understand this system by taking into consideration one example from your textbook, that is from the page number 58. After analyzing this example, we can conclude in short that the trial court found Sudha's husband and his mother and brother guilty and sentenced all three of them to death. But when this case was taken into the High Court, the judgment was completely opposite and concluded that Sudha's death was an accidental. Further, when women movement took this case to the Supreme Court, the final decision was taken wherein Sudha's husband and mother-in-law were found guilty and her brother-in-law was released, since there were no much evidences to prove him guilty. So, my dear students, we can conclude that a person can appeal to a higher court if he believes that the judgment passed by the lower court is not just. And this is called the appellate system. That's all for today. Thank you.